As you all know, Nigerians are very, very religious, and some of them take the words of their Islamic clerics or pastors very important. Many of them are skeptical, while some only want to wait to see the outcome of prophecies or utterances made by any of these religious leaders. The security challenges in some parts of the country is indeed condemnable, as Boko Haram insurgency has brought pains and tears to those who lost their loved ones during an attack that happened recently. Not the first. This is just a very terrible one, gruesome. About 80 people, farmers, their necks were cut off. There is no doubt that aside the global pandemic that hit Nigeria, Boko Haram bandits, terrorists are also part of those who led to the death of a lot of people in the north of Nigeria, particularly the northeastern region. The Middle Belt is also involved, and a lot of things happening, in the north of Nigeria. Yes, things are happening in the south too, but what is happening in the north? It is so much. Now, since 2009, the insurgency has been at its peak with a lot of people, both Christians and Muslims, losing their loved ones. This security challenge made a lot of people come out to speak and condemn the act. And one of such people who have publicly condemned the activities of this sect, terrorist sect, ISWAP, Boko Haram, they have several terrible names attached to themselves, all of them linked to Islam. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch A. ADEBOYE, who also bitter in the month of October as he expressed sadness as regards the killing of innocent Nigerians by the dreaded sect Boko Haram. The Daddy Geo took to his verified Twitter page to reveal exactly what will happen to Boko Haram and their sponsors. According to him, he said, I decree. This is a decree. A decree could be prophecy, prophetic. You see the words I'm using, prophecy, prophetic, and it could be simply a prayer made, a command issued in the realms of the spirit to affect the realms, the physical realm. He is not the first person that has said publicly on video, audio, tweet, using all medium to say certain things against the terrorists operating in the north of Nigeria. In fact, when TB Joshua claimed that terrorists were the ones that brought down his church and a lot of lives were lost, almost 400 people or thereabout died one single day, close to that range. Many of them from South of Africa. He's a terrorist, and he said maybe it didn't go clear out, like it didn't come all the way out. He just said maybe this will be the end of this sect, and a lot of his members clapped because they believe in his calling and the authority that they feel he has. So they feel, oh, that's going to be the end. Our Daddy Geo, our pastor, our prophet has said it. That's going to be the end of terrorists in Nigeria. But this blood-sucking group, they are growing stronger and stronger and bolder. Why? Because there are certain groups of people who are sponsors of this. And why is it that these people are not just dead once and for all? I don't know. Daddy Geo wrote, I decree in the name that is above every other name, any terrorist and any sponsor of terrorists in Nigeria will not see the new year. This tweeted 8:38 a.m. October 9th, 2020. And Nigerians are already counting. Now, while others accepted this prophetic utterance, prayer in good faith, others did not, as they wondered if prayer can really eliminate terrorism or terrorists, or people should come out en masse, come out on the street and protest against this and make sure the government does what they need to do. Now, what I'm trying to say is this: does prayer do everything? Prayer, does it solve all problems? That is a question that a lot of people are asking. Are you supposed to be proactive, active? Are you supposed to rise up? Is there something called faith without work? Or certain things that are beyond human control at times? As a prophet, pastor cannot control the government and decide for them. They just have to resort to prayer, and that's just what it is. Some say that it is only human beings that can put an end to terrorism. According to Toby Joshua, he said that the terrorists have initiated some spiritual abilities into what they do. And of course, you know, anyone that gets himself involved in killing people this way, the way these terrorists do, cut off people's neck, limbs, and there must be something sinister, demonic about what they do. So, in reaction to this, a lot of people said several things, and I'm going to go through some few of them. Someone said, no be to decree and go to bed. Things human can stop. God won't help them to do it. God cannot end terrorists. We alone can climb. We alone can. Climbs where things work. They don't decree up and down. They come together and formulate policies to drive their countries. Terrorists will still be here if we keep decreeing. Well, I don't know. That's why I said, like a popular bishop, Oyedepo, he has decreed, he has laid curses year to year, back to back, month to month. Now, I'm not saying that Oyedepo, he is the one that does miracles and all of that. Any of those pastors cannot do miracles. Only God passes through them to do this. And if he wants, he will. If he does not want, he will not. So that is not trying to reduce what God can do. God can do a lot, but there are certain things that God might not do, and he wants us to do it. Well, I think it's time for the youth in the north to rise up to this. The south came up to protest against this brutality, police brutality. Imagine if the north also stood up to do the same. I believe by now we will be in a different, these politicians will be scuttling right, left, and center, and they will know this is for real. But since we have a department, a branch, a region, a location that thinks differently, and they will not in any way want to rise up to the occasion and join the rest of the youth to demand for, imagine, South is demanding for NSAS, asking for accountability, and they not also rise up to demand for all of this insecurity in the north and a lot of problems that are bedeviling them, problems that they have there. Imagine how effective and strong this would be, but they did not. So do they expect people in the south to now rise up and begin to help them to protest for security and terrorism? No, it's not possible. Everyone has to do just his own bit. If they don't want to do it, then their fathers, grandfathers in the farms, their mothers will be raped, killed, and destroyed. It has to be a collective effort. Someone say if it's just by prayers, Nigeria would have been the greatest in the world. It's not working, son. Please stop selling this false hope to Nigerians. Someone here replied and said, you know, as a young man, there are some times you see certain things, then instead of talking and tweeting, you keep your phone down. Many people have said wrong things that ended their destiny immediately. Let's be careful with our words. These are people who do not want you to say anything or comment about what their daddy Gio or pastor reveals. I don't say honestly, I have no respect for religious leaders no more. If you cannot tell the politicians what they are doing is wrong, then we need to lead a protest to end you also. Someone say these terrorists are the police force and our government. Call them out, sir, and we will say amen to what you have tweeted. So I don't know if you agree to all of this. What are your opinion? What are your opinion as regards this prayer, prophetic utterance, and people are already counting dates. They're already counting time. They are saying today, 28, and they are looking for when terrorists will come to an end in Nigeria. Some say they believe in what Pastor ADEBOYE said. God can cause confusion in the camp of Boko Haram, and they will start killing themselves, including their leaders. And that's something, yes, that's something else again. This person went on to say this was what God did to the camp of Moab, Ammon, and Mount Seir, at Mount Seir, when they gathered together to find King Jehoshaphat and the people of Judah. Godly abuse, a curse on them as the people of Judah started to exalt the name of God, praise both the Moabite army and fought. So this person is just trying to say there could be confusion in the camp of the enemy, meaning they could begin to fight themselves, eat their flesh, and drink their blood. That is what a lot of people want. But whatever it is, either spiritual, either physical, whatever way it is, as long as terrorism comes to an end, people are ready to do just every of this. Why? Because aside from people dying in the north, which is not a good thing, no one is happy. It doesn't matter if they are northerners, they are not from your end. This thing is also spilling over to the south. The middle belt is already consumed. They are moving gradually to the south.